Take a look.
What's going on, guys? It's your boy Big Hero Chris back at you with another one. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe, leave me a thumbs up, ring the notification bell, hit me up on Twitter, TikTok, the community posts. You already know the vibes, man. I'm still trying to recover from last night. Woo, the show, that joint was crazy. It was packed. Lines wrapped around the building, thousands upon thousands of screaming wrestling fans to see Sting's final match. And on top of all that, man, you had an awesome show. And there's not really a lot of negative things I have to say about this show. Like, there's very few negative things I have to say. I'm gonna just go ahead and get into it, man. The first match was on the 0 hour. It was on the pre-show. It was this 12-man tag that I really, going into it, I didn't care about. It was between the Bang Bang Gang and Planet Jarrett. And look, man, seeing the Bullet Club Gold's entrance, it's dope, man. I love it. And then Max Caster, he keeps choking on the mic. He keeps fucking up on his freestyle, so, you know, I ain't too mad about that. And then Jeff Jarrett, man, you evil mastermind, you carny son of a bitch, I don't know how you do this. I don't know how Jeff Jarrett manages to get me from not caring about seeing him wrestle to being invested in this damn match. I don't know how he does it. I don't know what sorcery, what kind of black magic Jeff Jarrett has over the professional wrestling industry, but I can't explain it. There was one spot where Jeff Jarrett was in the ring doing the strut, and then you had his partners, the Private Party, Team TNA, they're all outside doing the strut too. I'm like, okay, that was pretty funny. I can't even lie to you. You even had Sanjay Dutt rocking a do-rag. I'm like, what is going on here today? But the Bang Bang Scissor Gang ended up getting the win. And then after the match, Jay White, Switchblade Jay White, the crowd went up for Jay White because he got to speak his piece. He got to say some words. He said that he actually did the yo, listen, and the crowd did it with him. And then he looked at Max and said, hey, look, it's not that hard, buddy. Jay White said that, you know, in a couple weeks, he's going to be handling some big business of his own. He said that the Bullet Club Gold is one of the best trios ever. The Acclaimed is one of the best trios ever. The Bang Bang Scissor Gang is one of the best factions ever. But I still don't trust it, man. I still don't trust Jay White. Because during the match, man, it was really everybody else doing the work. And then Jay White came in at the end. He kind of, you know, handled business, you know. So that's something to keep your eye on. But Jay White will be wrestling at Big Business. So be on the lookout for that. So after this, we had a tag team match between Willow Nightingale and Chris Statlander taking on Julia Hart and Sky Blue. And, you know, the crowd was really into Willow, man. We were chanting, let's go Willow. We were cheering for her, chanting her name and everything. Willow was up for, you know, the entire show. She hit that pound, so the place went crazy. Willow and Chris ended up getting the win. Willow hit the Babe with the power bomb on Sky Blue, I think. So, you know, pretty fun match, pretty solid way to open the show. But that's not the only way we open the show, because we got a video package from Pac. He should be making his way back to AEW pretty damn soon, so I'm pretty excited about that. But now we go into the opening of the show, the actual show, and it started off for the TNT Championship. Christian Cage defending his title against Daniel Garcia, and he came out rocking a little Sting jacket, so that was pretty cute. He was doing the dance. You had people in the crowd doing the dance with him. A whole bunch of rhythmless people out there doing that dance. But, you know, have fun anyway. And as far as this match goes, it was a good opener, man. You had Christian selling that ankle. At first, he was kind of like faking out Daniel Garcia, making him think his ankle was hurt. But it was all a ruse. But Christian actually did hurt his ankle, and Daniel Garcia took advantage of it. And then you had a whole bunch of shenanigans. You had the Christian Cage family, the patriarchy out there causing trouble. Mama Wayne was out there. She was looking kind of good, man. I can't even lie to you. She was looking kind of good. Nick Wayne got beat up a little bit. Luchasaurus was out there. You even had the return of Daddy Magic. He came out. He fought for his stepson Daniel Garcia. He beat up Luchasaurus all the way to the back. He even got into Mama Wayne's face for a little bit. So that was pretty interesting. The shenanigans kept on shenaniganing because Nick Wayne, while the referee was distracted, Nick Wayne hit a cutter on Daniel Garcia, and Christian hit the kill switch. 1, 2, 3, and still your TNT champion, Christian Cage. Now, a couple things about this. I was low-key expecting Adam Copeland to show up, but he didn't. And I was kind of on the fence on whether or not Daniel Garcia was going to win, because there was a couple of times they gave us some hope. They had some hope spots in there, making you think that Daniel Garcia was going to win that TNT Championship, but it wasn't the case. You'll get him next time, Daniel. You will get him next time. One of these matches. So a lot of times you hear people on Twitter, on YouTube say real graps, and this was one of those matches that was a personification of real graps. We had Bryan Danielson taking on Eddie Kingston. Man, what a match, man. I was really into it. I was locked in, man. It was that good old grappling, some good old wrestling, man. I'm like, yo, I'm so glad I'm getting to watch this. And Eddie Kingston did it, man. Not only did he beat Bryan Danielson again, not only did he defend his Triple Crown championships, but he finally got Bryan Danielson to shake his hand. It was a beautiful sight to behold. It was kind of looking like they weren't going to do it, but they did, man. They finally observed the code of honor. That respect was finally there, and I'm pretty sure Nigel McGuinness was being the world-class hater that he is. So y'all remember how I was saying that I didn't have too much negative to say about this show? This is one of those negatives, but it's not the negative in the way you think. So originally this was supposed to be a Meat Madness match, but it turned into an All-Star 8-man because a lot of the people that Tony Khan wanted to be in the Meat Madness match couldn't be there because they were unable to compete medically or whatever. So it turned into an All-Star 8-man match. Fine. First things first, why the fuck is Magnus in there? I understand he have the partnership with AAA, but why? It wasn't really necessary. And on top of all that, man, you had hella meaty dudes in there. It was like, it was Wardlow, Brian Cage, Powerhouse Hobbs, what's his name? Lance Archer. That was all the meat you needed, because when it was just those four in the ring, that was the best part of the match. That was the meat. That was the real Meat Madness. You could have just gave us that, and we would have been good. You didn't need Chris Jericho. You didn't need Dante Martin. Hook is cool. He could have been there. But all these other jabronis, you didn't need them. You could have just kept it with this 4 big men with big chests and big hands bumping meat. That's all you needed. But the outcome was exactly what I expected it to be. Wardlow won. He's going to get a championship match in the future. When is this going to happen? I'm not entirely sure. But the Undisputed Kingdom was out there. Adam Cole was out there in his wheelchair. I'm pretty sure he was standing up the last time we saw him. But, you know, he's back in his wheelchair. So, good for you, Adam Cole. And speaking of the Undisputed Kingdom, we have another win. We have more gold for the Undisputed Kingdom. Roderick Strong beat Orange Cassidy. And early in the show, Orange Cassidy told Best Friends to stay in the back, man. He just wanted to do this on his own. And I'm like, that isn't a good idea, because you already know the Undisputed Kingdom was going to be out there. But to my surprise, they weren't. It was just a straight-up one-on-one match between Roderick Strong and Orange Cassidy. And Roderick Strong was really taking it to him, especially that back. There was one spot we had him on the top rope, and he hit this gut-wrench powerbomb on the top turnbuckle, and I'm like, God damn. There was plenty of times during the show I kept saying, call the police, please. That was one of them. And Roderick Strong kept working on that back. And eventually, hard work paid off. Roderick Strong is your new international champion. Good show, good match. But the surprises don't end there. You have the Undisputed Kingdom out there celebrating. And out of nowhere, fucking Kyle O'Reilly returns. At first, for some reason, I thought it was Kenny Omega because Kyle O'Reilly grew his hair out. But it was Kyle. And I'm like, yay, Kyle. And the Undisputed Kingdom's happy to see him. Roderick Strong gave him a big old bro hug. Matt Taven took his shirt off to give it to Kyle. And Kyle, he took it, but he put it back on Roddy's shoulder. He whispered something into his ear, and he left. And I'm like, okay. But you had the Undisputed Kingdom celebrating with a new championship. So, Kyle O'Reilly's back. Whose side is he going to be on? Is he rocking with the Undisputed Kingdom? Is he going to rock with Adam in the gang? Is he going to do his own thing? Is this going to be a new feud? Maybe, but it's intriguing shit, and I'm happy for it. I'm happy to see Kyle O'Reilly back. Something else I was happy to see was the Blackpool Combat Club making their way out to the ring. FCR, they came out to a big pop, big ovation. And this was another one of those real rap matches. You had Claudio hitting springboard uppercuts out of nowhere. Like he climbed up the top rope, did a spin while he had while John Moxley had FTR balled on his shoulders and he hit an uppercut. I'm like, yo, this is crazy. You had Dax bleeding and all over the place. Cash was hitting suicide dives like he's 2015 Seth Rollins and shit. It was an overall fun match, and I picked the FTR to win, but to my surprise, the BCC ended up getting the win. I'm like, okay. And it kind of looked like they were like looking at each other like, okay, maybe I respect you, maybe I don't. Maybe this feud will continue, who fucking knows, but this was a great match. And another good match was between Deonna Purrazzo and Timeless Toni Storm. Now, Deonna Purrazzo made her way to the ring first. She's making her entrance. And then Toni Storm's old music hits. And I'm like, oh shit. And you see this beautiful blonde white woman on the rim. And I'm thinking, all right, Toni Storm got it. But it was actually Mariah May. And I'm like, that resemblance is really freaking uncanny. If you weren't really paying attention, you would have thought that was Toni Storm for real. But Toni Storm actually did come out. She made her entrance. And this was probably like, out of all the matches outside of the All-Star match, this was an okay match, man. It was just kind of like that match where you just need to relax a little bit, just enjoy the shenanigans that is Time with Toni Storm. People were chanting, "You were Butler at Luther," so that was pretty funny. And of course, Time with Toni Storm got the win. Deonna Purrazzo got her first loss, so you know, it is what it is. But from this point forward, I hope you got that rest. I hope you got that relaxation. I hope you calmed down. I hope your adrenaline came down, because it's about to come right the fuck back up. Because the next match was between Will by God Ospreay and Takeshita. And boy, howdy, I've never seen a 5-star match live. That was it. That was a fucking 6-star match. Will Ospreay is everything you say he is. Everything I've seen, I've heard, everything I've seen online. But seeing this man wrestle live, seeing him and Takeshita wrestle live, that was even another call the police moment where Takeshita looked like he had Will Ospreay set up for a suplex, but he fell backwards on the turnbuckle and Will Ospreay's back was cooked. I'm like, God almighty. This match was just awesome from beginning to end. It was just high pace, high octane, fast moving, man. Match was crazy. I don't do the star ratings because everyone does it, and you know, I just like to be different. But if I was a star ratings merchant, this match right here would definitely be a 6-star match. Will Ospreay got his first official win as an AEW wrestler. And then after the match, you know, him and Takeshita, you know, they bow to each other in true Japanese style, that true New Japan style, showing that respect. So everything's looking like it's cool between the Don Callis family. Speaking of Don Callis, he got in the ring and he got booed out the building. But somebody else that was in the ring was Kyle Fletcher. He got his visa issue situated, so he's back. And then him and Will Ospreay have a moment. They look at each other and then they hug. They throw up the United Kingdom crown. So, and on top of all that, they're gonna have a match this Wednesday on Dynamite. Crazy way to start off your Will Ospreay's run as an AEW wrestler. But speaking of crazy, we have the triple threat match for the AEW Championship. You have Samoa Joe defending his championship against Hangman Adam Page and his mustache, and he got booed to high heaven. We were booing him out the building. And then the third man in this match was whose house? Swerve's house. And you know, this was a tough spot for this triple threat match to be in, because you have to follow Will Ospreay and Takeshita, so that's crazy by itself. But this match did do a good job of keeping that energy. It was a good match. Hangman is officially healed. He has lost his marbles. He is outside of his mind. That mustache is taking over his body like the symbiote in Spider-Man. It's talking to him like the Green Goblin mask and whatever. So Hangman, he's beating up referees. He's cheating. He's hitting people with championships. And this is like the legit double turn, because you had Swerve, who had an opportunity to hit either Samoa Joe or Hangman with Prince Nana's crown, and he didn't do it. He gave Nana the crown back. He said, I don't want to do it like that. I want to do it on my own. So that's an honorable mention. But you also have Samoa Joe, who's just Samoa Joe, and he's just this badass, and he's awesome, and he's choking people out, and he's beating people's asses and whatever. And he ended up beating Hangman, you know. And Swerve couldn't do anything. Like, he couldn't get in there in time. So all he could do was just stand there and watch his title opportunity go out the window. There was plenty of times when Swerve had the match won, but It just didn't work out for Swerve Strickland. Samoa Joe is still your AEW champion, so I'm assuming at either Big Business or at the next AEW pay-per-view. That also AEW has a new pay-per-view coming out in April called Dynasty, so it's either going to be at Dynasty or Big Business. But we come to the moment we've all been waiting for, the big moment, the big match of the night, man. DDP was there, Lex Luger was there, Jim Ross was on commentary. You had a whole bunch. David Crocker was there. People were chanting, we can't hear you, because he was talking, you couldn't hear shit he was saying. So we were all chanting, we can't hear you, because we dead ass couldn't. But this is the main event. The Young Bucks were going to be fighting for the AEW Tag Team Championships against Darby Allin and Sting. And brothers and sisters, let me tell you about this entrance from Sting. It was very cinematic. It was long as shit. It was Sting in a movie theater watching over his career highlights, you know. The only footage they couldn't get was the WCW stuff, which is owned by WWE, because, you know, yeah. But for what they had to work with, it was a lot of AEW stuff, a lot of his stuff from Japan, and it was a cool video package, man. It almost brought your boy to tears, man. I almost teared up a little bit, but I'm a real man, I'm a real G, and I didn't cry. I sucked it up, man. And then when you got to the actual Sting entrance, at first somebody came out dressed like Surfer Sting. And then you had somebody come out dressed like Wolfpack Sting. And these were actually Sting's sons. And I'm like, yo, that is crazy. Because I thought at first Sting was actually coming out dressed like Surfer Sting. But it was one of his sons. And then you have the man himself make his entrance. He came out to Seek and Destroy by Metallica. I was rocking out. And brothers, sisters, let me tell you, this match was fucking nuts. There was steel chairs and ladders and tables and glass. There was so much fucking glass, man. There was one spot where Darby was going to do a swanton bomb on one of the Young Bucks through the glass. The Young Buck moved, and Darby went straight through the glass. I'm like, yo, how is Darby Allin still alive? Because he was bleeding so much. And there was even one spot where Sting went off the stage to a table. The Young Bucks did the I'm sorry, I love you. But instead of saying I love you, they say we hate you. They hit Sting with a super kick. Sting did that thing. We just powered up, and he just started pounding his chest. Ric Flair got his old ass in the ring. He got super kicked in the face, and that was hilarious. And then you had Sting's sons. They were getting in the mix, man. They were hitting Stinger splashes. The one son that was dressed up like Wolfpack Sting, he was taking off from half court. He was taking off from the middle of the ring, hitting that Stinger splash. I'm like, yo, get a little bit closer, son. But, you know, hey, man, he's out there having fun. I'm having fun with him. So, overall, man, this match was crazy. Crazy match. There was a couple times where you thought the Young Bucks were going to win those tag team championships, but that's not how you end Sting's run, man. That's not how you send his money off to retirement. The way you end it is with Sting and Darby Allin holding up those tag team championships, getting the win over the Young Bucks. 1, 2, 3. There's confetti. There's people crying. Sting's hugging his sons. You had the whole locker room come out on the stage. They're clapping for Sting. Sting's making speeches. Tony Khan's yelling and shit. So this was an overall fun show, a phenomenal way for Sting to end his run, to go right off into the sunset, man. Thank you, Sting. Thank you for all the memories. I only got to see Sting wrestle twice. Technically wrestled once, and that was his retirement. And the time he showed up at Dynamite and just beat up the Acclaim. But this is a hell of a way to see Sting end his run, man. Thank you so much, Sting. Thank you, Tony Khan, for this great show. Not glazing or anything, but this was a phenomenal show, man. Top to bottom. I loved it. What did you guys think? Let me know in the comment section below. Of course, as always, like, comment, and subscribe. You guys take care. Be easy. I'm out. Thank you, Sting. Peace.